King of Sports, New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Hey fans, thanks so much for joining us. Ian Riccaboni, Alex Kozlov, New Japan Strong, New Beginning USA Tour. And Alex, what a week we had last week, but this week, we're gonna be seeing one of my favorites. He's the Tongan Giant, standing well over 6 feet 8 inches tall. Hikuleo taking on the debuting Cody Chun.
Always exciting to see fresh faces. Cody Chun, a young, talented local guy from Washington. And he's looking to make a name for himself, but I can't think of anybody who's made a name for themselves at the expense of Hikuleo. So this will be quite a challenge.
Well, you can almost say the same thing about our second match that we'll see, because it's Ren Narita coming off an amazing Wrestle Kingdom where he stepped up to the plate, stepped into the ring with Katsuyori Shibata. He's going to be stepping into the ring with Josh Barnett, a legend in both MMA and professional wrestling.
No doubt about it. And the fact that Josh Barnett agreed to sign on for this match is a testament to Ren Narita and the run that he's had.
And then our main event is a tag team attraction. This is a grudge match that I think both teams have been looking forward to. Finjuice, who've been the victims of sneak attacks, of 2-on-1s. They step into the ring with Bad Dude Tito and Jonah.
Well, if you look at Jonah and Bad Dude Tito, they're the new guys here, but they've certainly marked their territory. And Finjuice is looking to defend. So this is going to be a battle.
It should be a war in our main event, but to kick things off, we take it to Hikuleo versus Cody Chun.
Tonight's opening matchup is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit.
Here in Seattle, the New Beginning USA Tour, we'd like to welcome you and thank you for joining us. Ian Riccaboni, Alex Kozlov coming to you here in historic Washington Hall. And the crowd is on their feet. A bit of a homecoming for this young man.
That's right, a very talented young man making his debut here on New Japan Strong. He's got quite a challenge in front of him.
Former tag team partner Clark Connors in Defy Wrestling here in the Pacific Northwest. We've seen this young man compete on AEW Dark, 5 years of pro. He has big shoes to fill, high expectations for this man, but he's got a tall order in front of him. And that's a little punch.
Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, measuring 185 centimeters and 95 kilograms, from Seattle, classic Cody Chun.
And the crowd exploding for Cody Chun. Representing Seattle. I can't tell you what it's like every time I get to go back to Philadelphia and be in my hometown, but it's got to be an adrenaline rush to make your debut for such a world-renowned company like New Japan in your hometown, Alex.
Do you get the same kind of reaction?
No, no way.
Well, the party may be spoiled here because what we have here is a 6'8" giant. This is the young gun, Hikuleo. He is fearless. There's nothing he won't do to get the job done.
We've seen the wars. I've heard you call the wars between he and Juice Robinson, between him and Fred Rosser. This is a man, for every match that he wrestles, every fight he fights, continues to add something new to his arsenal. And he's dangerous now. Can you imagine where this young man's going to be in another year or 2
Fighting out of the
years?
blue corner, representing Bullet Club, measuring 203 centimeters and 127 kilograms, Young Gun Hikuleo.
I first met Hikuleo when he was on Excursion in England. I called a few of his matches, including one against Dalton Castle in a Ring of Honor event. I was so impressed with this young man. He was like a puppy with big paws. But over the years, he's just gotten better and more importantly, maybe more dangerous.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And we've seen the wars that he's been in with Fred Rosser, Juice Robinson. You saw what he's capable of. Cody Chun here trying to make a name for himself. I am not sure how anybody can make a name for themselves at the expense of Hikuleo. This will be something.
Well, I think, Alex, you may have been in the same situation when you were a young wrestler breaking in. Sometimes you don't always get the opponent you want. You get the opportunity.
That's right.
And then you got to try and make the most of it.
Absolutely right. And the fans here are cheering him on, motivating Cody Chun. He's got the home advantage, but Hikuleo's got the reach advantage.
Certainly does, the weight advantage. Maybe the experience edge. Of course, we've talked about it on the broadcast. Hikuleo, of course, the son of Haku. But that is not intimidating Chun at the moment. Going straight to the chest of Hikuleo.
Oh!
Nobody home.
And perhaps that's what Cody Chun is going to have to do. Be elusive, be evasive, be quicker.
And making the most of it right now. Ducks the clothesline off the ropes.
Oh!
He's in trouble here. And this match might be over as fast as it started, Alex. Wait a minute. Cody Chun with a big drop kick. And another.
Well, Hikuleo still standing here.
No. Cody is strong, but is he 300 pounds strong?
And that was a brave attempt to try to butt us. Oh my God! Taking Cody Chun's head off with that lariat. Hikuleo saying that this is his house.
And the brutality we're seeing right now is just a preview, of course, our main event. Finn Juice versus Bad Dude Tito and Jonah.
Oh my
God.
goodness.
Oh, God.
He could have dislocated his shoulder on that one. You should check on him, ref.
We will see Josh Barnett versus Ren Narita, but my concern right now going to Cody Chun, who is in a bad way here on the New Beginning USA Tour.
He took a rough, that was a rough spot there, the way that he landed with his shoulder in the turnbuckle. And you know what, I missed that. Can I see that again? Let's do another one, Hikuleo. Come on, young gun.
We don't need a replay. We don't need him to do it again.
Why not?
I think everybody in the building here felt that.
I just happened to miss it. I want to hear another one. I want to see what I missed.
Oh, no.
Oh! Thank you.
God!
Thank you, Big Hook. I like that.
Oh,
that was good.
Good.
I mean, that was great execution.
He could have collapsed his sternum.
That is what you signed up for when you get in the ring with Hikuleo.
And just look at how tall Hikuleo is.
He is, I would never want to stand across from him in that ring. No doubt about it.
Just a menace. Just a menace. Hikuleo just stalking his prey. And a lot of credit to Cody Chun right here, because he didn't need to get back in. He could have just taken the 20, could have got the loser share of the purse, said thanks for coming. But it says something to get back in and try and fight this monster.
No doubt about it. He's certainly showing a lot of heart here.
And heart will take you a long way. He's going to need Hikuleo to make a mistake here. Ooh, or maybe a counter.
There you go. He puts the foot up here.
And double boots send Hikuleo reeling. And this time, hooks the leg, 2.
That was close. I think that if Cody Chun can find an opportunity to use Hikuleo's momentum against him, move out of the way, take Hikuleo off his feet, let Hikuleo be on his back, that's when he has the best chances. But right now, Hikuleo's on top of him.
Yeah,
dominating.
Into the mount, just controlling everything about this match right now.
Oh, they're gonna go up top. Oh,
God!
From corner to corner.
Heel toss. And Cody might be out here. Cody Chun. As Hikuleo just dominating this bout.
5 minutes.
I'm not surprised. Look, I mean, Hikuleo is, like you said, he's very dangerous. And what's so impressive is that he's methodical. He takes his time. He controls the pace of the match, which fatigues his opponent.
Yeah, for every one hit Hikuleo gets into Cody Chun, Chun has to do about 4 or 5 to have the same kind of impact. And this leverage, this is what makes him so dangerous. He's so tall, he can just press all of his body weight in addition to the sleeper here.
Absolutely. Cody Chun somehow finding a way to fight back, trying to survive.
Some desperation. Cody Chun now off the ropes. Oh, shoulder tackle ends that thought. Oh, no. No, 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 no.
Wow.
Oh, Cody Chun finding a way out. Into the corner, nobody home. And a knee catches Hikuleo. Shoulder tackle, and that time not set down. And another, he's got the big man staggering here, Alex. And this time,
no freaking way. Cody Chun just picked up Hikuleo for the body slam. 1, 2. Oh my God.
2.5 there. And I thought that was it for sure, because that was the first time in the entire match that Hikuleo was off his feet. I think mentally it stunned him as much as it did physically.
No doubt about it. It's not every day that Hikuleo gets body slammed.
And Cody calling for a finishing move here.
Does he have enough energy to pick him up, though? Hikuleo widening his base here.
And that's a smart strategy. He transfers the pressure. Oh! And the pressure point under the jaw connected by Chun. Springboard. Cutter! Oh! Are we looking at an upset here? Hooks the leg. 2.
Oh my goodness. Just for a moment, I thought Cody Chun could have had this. Can you imagine where his career would go if he had a pin over Hikuleo here in his debut?
I was on the train to Upset City, looking to reach the station with Cody Chun there. But he might be wasting a little too much time here. If I was him, I would continue the onslaught. You had him right where you wanted him, Cody.
I mean, he's waiting for Hikuleo to get back up. Oh no!
And the big paw of Hikuleo around the throat of Cody Chun. Tucks the right. Oh! Snapping him down. Oh! Right on the Lion's mark. Hikuleo wins.
And I think you're right, Ian. I think that Cody Chun made a rookie mistake and he waited a little too long. He should have capitalized.
The winner of the match, Hikuleo.
When he had Hikuleo down, he should have stayed on top of him.
Well, Hikuleo continues the role he is on, representing Bullet Club. Game effort from Cody Chun. But tonight,
The winner once again, Hikuleo.
the battle-tested Hikuleo picks up a huge victory on New Japan Strong.
Our second match of the night is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit.
A lot of times in professional sports, there's the idea of next man up. And sometimes you just have to seize the moment and take control of the moment. At Wrestle Kingdom, no one did that better, perhaps, than this man.
Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, representing the New Japan LA Dojo. Measuring 182 centimeters, 83 kilograms. Please welcome, Ren Narita.
Look, when we see Josh Barnett in the ring with someone, you have to give the spotlight to whoever is in the ring with him, because Barnett won't accept a match with just anybody. And so we got to look at Ren Narita and all that he's been able to accomplish in his career during his excursion to Strong. He pinned Chris Dickinson very early on, and no one was betting on that to be the case. It opened a lot of eyes, and people started to take notice. He beat Fred Rosser,
who's been practically undefeated on New
That's right.
Japan Strong.
And now we have Josh Barnett, who is considered one of the most dangerous fighters in the world, considered one of the best mixed martial artists in the world.
And his opponent, in the blue corner, measuring 191 centimeters, 120 kilograms, Josh Barnett!
Former UFC heavyweight champion. This man can hurt you in ways you didn't even think exist.
He's been at the top of the card, the top of the headlines for UFC, Pride Strikeforce, and he's a New Japan legend. Made his return after a long absence a couple of months ago. And now in there with Ren Narita. Narita grabbed the moment and the spotlight for his own against Katsuyori Shibata, stepped up to the plate then, doing the same now against a bona fide fighting legend in Josh Barnett.
And so right now what you're going to see is they're going to be feeling each other out, filling each other's distance out.
And look at how quick the movement of the hands of Barnett are. He's anticipating the movements. And there you see tying up Narita, looking for his opening. He's now found it. He's going under the arms.
Narita's trying to block that by putting his arm there on the knee of Barnett. Barnett's got his waist there.
Nice sit out into the standing switch from Narita. Oh, grabbing the leg right away.
But Narita trying to alleviate the pressure by rolling inwards.
Yeah, now it is Narita.
Look at that. Look at the way Barnett rolls out, and he's got him, and he's looking for that ankle lock here. I mean, he can go in so many directions from this position. Look at that.
Oh, twists into it, but great counter. Great catch there by Narita, able to hook Barnett's leg. What that does in a way, it puts pressure on Barnett, so if Barnett tries to wrench it in on Narita, it's double jeopardy.
And look at how quickly Ren Narita was able to get on top of Josh Barnett. Very impressive.
Front face lock here.
Great grappling exchange here.
And again,
Barnett.
Look at it, hook the heel there.
Oh, yeah.
And he does, it's high.
Look at that.
It allows Narita to go inside. Great grappling exchange here. Narita curls in to block Barnett's offensive attempt, but now going to a cravat here. And Narita getting to one knee and standing up to alleviate pressure, get that neck straight. It's very important when you're in a cravat.
Able to get the rope break here.
Gets a clean break from Barnett.
Beautiful grappling exchange between these two.
And Narita, like you said, who had been on and is on a roll. Chris Dickinson, Fred Rosser, Carl Fredericks defeated Royce Isaacs on AEW Dark. He's a man that's making his way around the wrestling world.
Look at that arm drag.
Into a side headlock here.
Not only is he wrenching on the neck, but he's putting all of his weight on top of the chest of Ren Narita. Nice escape here with the leg scissor.
And you see Barnett get that S grip in to block any potential armbar there.
Oh, he's wrenching on that neck. You see the way that he picks himself up there while in the leg scissor. And Barnett here is trying to twist that ankle.
And we saw some early focus as Narita with a double wrist lock in the front there.
That's right. If he can get that arm over the back of Barnett. The north-south position here for a second. Barnett looking for a single leg. Drops a hard elbow.
And Barnett.
Oh, and this is a very excruciating maneuver, the heel hook. Putting strain on the tibia, rotating it beyond its range of motion.
And Barnett must like what he sees out of that leg. He's been looking for that leg. He's been trying to catch it.
He is constantly looking for openings. You got to be so hyper aware when you're in there with Barnett. Look at that.
Yeah, and that time just grabs it like a shark grabbing a fish out of water.
Again, putting all that weight on Ren Narita here.
And what that positioning does too, it makes Narita not only move his body weight, but move Barnett as well if he attempts any kind of counter.
Well, look at the way that he traps that arm.
Narita trying to keep his shoulders out because this would be a pin if his shoulder, you see Banano right there.
Look at the way Barnett has his forearm over the chin of Ren Narita there, adding extra pressure.
Narita going to the ropes.
5 minutes gone by. 5 minutes gone by.
Oh, and
look at that. Oh!
Narita able to land some leg kicks here on the inside and outside. Wait, oh!
Oh!
Wow.
Belly to belly. Lateral press. 2. Just a 2 count there. It goes right into submission. Hooking under the arms. And now into the front face lock. It is Barnett remaining in control here. Shots to the midsection.
Oh! Holding on to that front face lock, suplexing Ren Narita over. Thankfully, Narita was right by the rope.
Yeah, he would have been in big time trouble, maybe a pinning predicament or a submission had he not landed right near the ropes.
Now he drops him with that body.
2. Oh, not so lucky this time, now in the center of the ring.
Everything that Barnett has thrown at Ren Narita, the pins, the body slams, comes with like force. It's tight. Look at that arm bar, the way that he has it right now. Narita needs to roll forward if he wants to alleviate some pressure. There you go. And he's able to get to the rope.
Great call there, Alex. And that movement broke up the grip.
Impressive awareness by Ren Narita.
You got to wonder, though, that arm must be hanging a little bit, that leg, that ankle must be hanging a little bit.
Takes him over, and he's got that.
Double wrist lock there.
If he can get that arm over to the other side, behind the back of Ren Narita, that's when the pressure is applied. Right now, Ren Narita is protecting himself by keeping it in front of his body.
And very smartly so, maintaining the vertical base, getting back to the vertical base. Looking for the Irish whip. But Barnett able to break the grip and deliver more punishment. The Irish whip off the ropes, clothesline, nobody home. Oh, and plants Barnett. Belly to belly suplex. And this may be the opening Ren Narita was looking for.
That was the most significant piece of offense that he threw at Barnett.
And now striking away in the midsection of Barnett, it's Ren Narita. For an Irish whip into the corner, delivers. Charging in, back elbow. Front face lock here, Narita. Oh, half hatch. 1, 2. Ooh.
Beautiful bridge off of his toes. Gaining as much leverage on the pin as possible.
Another front face lock. Maybe looking for a different suplex this time.
And Barnett's making him work for every single piece here. Now, every time Ren Narita tries to suplex him, he's expending energy. He's fatiguing himself. Sometimes it doesn't pay off. Duck and a miss.
And now behind, it's Barnett. Still with the waist lock. Not letting go. Narita trying to fight out of it, does. Grabs the wrist control now. Standing German! Into the German.
My God.
And now looking for a cover of his own. 1, 2.
Able to barely lift his shoulder up, and that's because Ren Narita had all of his weight on top of him.
One difference I see so far, Alex, when Josh Barnett goes for a cover, he immediately grabs a body part afterwards. It's that veteran instinct. When Narita goes for the cover, he gets the 2. He doesn't stay on top of him. Doesn't look for the wrist, the elbow. That's one difference I'm picking up so far in the experience edge here for Barnett.
Oh, we've seen this. Oh my God!
Exploder! Exploder with a cover. Oh, just a 2 count
He's
there.
got the double wrist lock.
Double wrist lock into a pinning combination, but it's Narita.
Look at that!
Oh!
Narita turns it over into the armbar, but Barnett's got the grip.
A tight grip, Barnett. No stranger to trying to escape from this hold, and he stacks him up. 2.
Oh, wow.
God. Look at the strength. Look at the strength of Barnett.
Wow! Holy moly.
Second time he's gotten out of that move, and that might have been the most impressive way I've seen.
Exchanging kicks to the face here.
Strikes connect.
10 minutes gone by, 10 minutes.
And it's Barnett now. Gut wrench.
Oh.
Sends him up and over.
Barnett looking to finish Narita.
Leading him to his feet. Danger imminent here.
Oh!
Plants him. Saito suplex for
And
Narita.
he's got the full mount here. Turns it into the armbar, full extension.
Oh, and he taps immediately.
Wow. What an incredible, I love this. If you're a fan of wrestling, this is the
10
type of
minutes and
stuff you tune
37
into.
seconds. Your winner by submission, Josh Barnett.
Josh Barnett back here in New Japan. Very game Ren Narita, who had counters. But again, I think it was the small things, the little things, the experience gap. There were things that Barnett knew to do and how to progress into his game plan that Narita hasn't quite learned yet.
Absolutely, and that really is what it came down to, experience. But so impressive was Narita. I mean, the kid has got some skills, technique.
The fight of his life.
Man, I loved every second of this.
What an encounter. Ren Narita coming up just short, but no shame, and coming up short to a man with the credentials, with the repertoire, the arsenal of Josh Barnett.
This is what I live for.
All right, keep up the hard work, guys. Hey, Royce, where's this one going?
Parts unknown.
Tocon Shop Global. We ship worldwide.
Limelight, you finished those Okada orders yet?
Yeah, with the new Team Filthy shirt, papi.
Genius. Eso, mi gente.
The stars of today and the legends of the past come together on your smartphone. NJPW Collection. Pick up cards from special draft events. Use your collected cards to form your own faction, or exchange them for limited edition special cards. Check in live from venues or remotely from home to get special tickets and items. Add all of New Japan Pro Wrestling to your collection now. NJPW Collection.
Tonight's main event is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit.
It is main event time here in Seattle, Washington. As the New Beginning USA Tour rolls on. Tag team grudge match, Alex. These two are somewhat unlikely allies, but they've united around a common enemy in FinJuice.
Well, after Jonah faced off against Dave Finlay at Nemesis, beating Finlay, and then Juice, the next week, defeated Bad Dude Tito.
First, fighting out of the blue corner, the team of Bad Dude Tito and Top Dog Jonah.
After Juice defeated Bad Dude Tito, Jonah came out and they tried to finish Juice Robinson, finish him once and for all. But thanks to his partner, Dave Finlay, he came out to the rescue. And here we are, tag team action. These two have claimed their territory here on Strong.
And they're really marking their territory. You know, Jonah, one of the biggest free agents in the world. It's incredible to have him here on New Japan Strong. That dude Tito we've known from Bloodsport, from Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. The combination of the two is quite dangerous, but they don't have the track record like these men. Former IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, former Impact World Tag Team Champions.
That's right. When you take these two, Dave Finlay and Juice Robinson, put them in a team. They are very accomplished. They know what they're doing.
And they are big match wrestlers. You think about when they won the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles, it was at Wrestle Kingdom. There's no bigger stage than that. So the main event of New Japan Strong fits their style, fits their modus operandi. And that's when you get the best FinJuice, when it's the main event, when the stakes are the highest.
Their opponents fighting out of the red corner, the team of David Finlay and Juice Robinson, FinJuice.
I mean, this all started when Jonah made his debut and attacked a down Juice Robinson, and then David Finlay. I mean,
it's been a numbers game the whole time, Alex. It's been 2-on-1. It's been picking and choosing their opportunities and catching FinJuice when there's only one of them around. Now that the scale is tipped a little bit, the tables have turned a bit, and you're getting a 2-on-2 fight, a fair fight. I can't wait to see it here on New Japan Pro Wrestling.
I don't know how fair it is when you're facing a guy like Jonah who can bench press 500 pounds.
It's incredible. His reputation certainly precedes him. But he's previously stepped into the ring with athletes like Jeff Cobb, Zack Sabre Jr., Minoru Suzuki, and some of the baddest of the Bullet Club. And you see Bad Dude Tito here. I don't want to sleep on him either.
Oh.
He's been one of the West Coast best kept secrets, Alex.
He's incredible.
Really showed how tough he was in those Bloodsport events. He's been in the last 4 of them, and he's made his name on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood.
Very well rounded.
And that's the great thing about New Japan Strong. It's almost like a melting pot. You see the best of each organization. You see the young lions from New Japan. You see the LA Dojo students. You see some of the best stars from Japan, but you also see some hidden gems. I don't think Bad Dude Tito's going to be hidden too much longer. Kawanobo type into a wrist lock here. Twisting out of it, David Finlay. Into the hammer lock.
Look at Bad Dude Tito.
Yeah, there's that technical wrestling acumen, which I try not to judge books by their cover. Oh!
Come on, ref. Come on, ref, separate him.
Hey, Jeremy Marcus is right there. He's gonna.
Oh, well, come on, that's a cheap shot.
You're right. I don't agree with that. Absolutely don't agree with that. Stacks him up. I mean, but that's what you get. You normally don't see that out of David Finley, but that's a. Oh! It's almost like a thermometer with his temperature boiling.
So when you see something questionable from Bad Dude Tito and Jonah, you'll remember why.
Oh! Big drop kick there. And I think that's where this grudge has reached, Alex. I think we can almost expect that. Now, it might be disappointing to see from Finn Juice. It might be expected out of Tito as a tag is made.
Oh!
And Juice Robinson, former IWGP United States champion as well. He's done it in the singles ranks and the tag ranks here in New Japan.
Well, they're doing a good job right now isolating Bad Dude Tito.
Yeah, they're not letting him even think about making a tag as the headbutts are set in. Tag made to Finley. Shots to the midsection there.
And they're keeping him in that corner.
Now driving the boots down.
I mean, if they continue to go at this pace, and Jonah doesn't even have the opportunity to get in,
With the
this
type
would
of
be a key to victory, I'm telling you.
with the type of athletes that Tito and Jonah are, though, you almost have to think that way. You almost have to just try and finish one off. If you get the advantage of the cannonball.
Wow.
But this might say a lot more than, about the tag team stylings of Finn Juice. They've been to the top of the mountain. They've been a team. It's the first time we're seeing Bad Dude Tito and Jonah as a team on Strong. He's getting these jabs in.
He's got great jabs.
Larry Holmes style.
Oh.
Irish whip now counter. Oh, and there's how Jonah can be a difference maker. Hasn't had a chance to pick his spots.
What a rough back elbow.
Just collapsing Juice. And this is the danger of working over one opponent, because if that strategy fails, you get a fully 100% charged Jonah.
Absolutely right. And look at Jonah putting the work on Juice Robinson.
He's moving the ring every time his shoulder. Oh, come on.
What are you looking at? I'm looking at Jonah.
I'm looking at Bad Dude Tito go to work on Juice Robinson behind Jeremy Marcus's back.
5 minutes have gone by.
Behind my back too, I didn't see anything.
Oh, your monitor's working. I'm looking at it. You have the same view I do.
I'm looking at the action in front of me here, and look at Juice Robinson attempting to go for pulp friction.
Yeah, his finishing move won him the U.S. title. Up and over. Oh, drop kick now into the corner, tag made. And a tag made to David Finley. It's Tito and Finley. And forearm sending Bad Dude Tito down, and now Irish whip reversed. Tito sending Finley in, but it's a twisting European uppercut for Finley. New twist on an old favorite. As Finley charging in. Second rope on the inside. Oh! And Finn Juice at this point, Alex, have been dominating the match. What do you attribute it to?
I think it's their experience as a tag team. Clearly, it's working in their favor, and this is what they wanted to prove.
Two.
Let's do this fair and square. 2-on-2.
Yeah, the attacks on Finn Juice were very calculated. They were only ever 2-on-1. And once the numbers even out, that's when Tito and Jonah seem to seemingly lose interest as the tag is made to Jonah. Tilt-a-whirl. Ducks the right, but runs into Jonah.
And very, very suddenly, the tides have turned. Anytime you're down and who you have above you is Jonah, it's not a good thing. Not a good thing at all.
And now leading Finley up to inflict more damage.
Oh,
Press
wow.
slam. Oh.
Oh!
God.
Oh!
And Tito sending Finley down.
Finley's in a bad spot right now.
Tito sending Finley in for more punishment in our main event here.
Oh!
As a big elbow lands across the chest and collarbone of Finley. Now walk us through what this body lock does. Finley's got no place to go here. And what's Finley feeling like, Alex?
Well, very difficult to breathe in this position. Especially all that weight on top of him. Finley trying to get inspired here by the cheers of the crowd. Will it be enough?
Sold out crowd here in Seattle. Finley able to sit out and try and spin out.
Oh.
And Jonah, oh God. Dumping him back into his corner. Great strategic move there by Jonah, keeping Finley in his team's corner.
I mean, he's lucky he landed on his chest. I don't think Jonah cared which way Finley landed. He just tossed him back.
Now tag made. Of course, this is our main event this week. Next week, the huge USFJ Open Challenge.
Oh, man.
Finley just collapsing in the corner. Open hands, wow.
Man, bad dude Tito's got some power.
Certainly does. Tag made and Jonah back in. And Finley is in a bad way. That surgically repaired shoulder may be in question. That lower back, that's been a problem, maybe in question. Big boot. And out of the way.
He's trying to make his way to Juice Robinson.
And bad dude Tito. Oh no!
Just in the nick of time, Bad Dude Tito happened to be in the right place at the right time. Oh!
And talk about that shoulder, that big splash in the corner. Just crushing David Finley. And at this point, they are just toying with David Finley. Jonah and Bad Dude Tito making quite a formidable team here.
They're working very well together. And how about the awareness of Bad Dude Tito being able to pull Juice Robinson off the apron just when Finley was just about to make that tag.
And these open hand exchanges. Now looking for the O'Connor roll. Bad Dude Tito misses with the clothesline. Standing switch. It's Tito. Has Finley. Oh! Spinning Blue Thunder. 2. Oh, Juice had to break that up. And I don't blame him. I do not blame him. The power.
10 minutes have gone by. 10 minutes.
Just driving Finley down through the mat there. I don't blame him for going in for the save. Look at that.
That's a big ask right now.
Certainly is. We know Finley has the spirit. We know he's got the conditioning. Can he put both together? Can he find an escape hatch here? Looking for a tag.
No.
Makes the tag.
The referee is distracted by Jonah.
You're right. You are right. Jeremy Marcus did not see it.
So that tag is not official. David Finley is still the legal man, and guess what? He's in the ring with Jonah now. And it must be so frustrating for Juice Robinson.
I don't agree with the tactics that got him there, but I respect Jeremy Marcus for sticking to his convictions and calling only what he saw. Oh, into the corner. That lower back, those ribs are really giving Finley a problem here.
And you got to be impressed with the tag team work by Jonah and Bad Dude Tito. First time tagging up together, and they're working very well. And what is Jonah thinking here?
Second rope on the inside. Finley's in trouble. Crowd rallying behind him. Headbutt connects.
Knocks Jonah off.
Oh, high cross body. And the impact sends him into the neutral corner. But it may give him just enough time here, Alex, to make a tag.
And the fans have been waiting impatiently for this tag to be official, but Jonah once again knocks Juice Robinson. Amazing.
You cannot dispute the strategy of Jonah and Bad Dude Tito. They've had an answer for everything. They look like a well-oiled machine.
On.
1, 2. Wait a minute, Billy just got the pin.
Did Billy just roll up Bad Dude Tito? Are you kidding me?
Here are your winners, Juice.
Did that happen in the blink of an eye or what?
26 seconds.
Look,
the winner,
this
Juice.
we need to see a rematch between these two teams. I cannot call that a definitive win because Jonah and Bad Dude Tito were in control. They were dominating. Somehow Finley was able to roll up Bad Dude Tito. This is not a definitive win. We need to run this back.
I would love to see it. I'd love to see a rematch between these two teams. And fans, your winners this week in a hard-fought battle, Finn Juice, Jonah, Bad Dude Tito on the same page. A great strategy, but not quite enough. We hope you join us again next week, fans. Our main event, US of J Challenge. Who could it be? It could be anybody. Also next week, Midnight Heat debuts against the DKC and Kevin Knight. We've had a lot of fun calling this one. For Alex Kozlov, I'm Ian Riccaboni. We'll see you next week here on the New Beginning USA Tour. Happy wrestling, everybody.